Lopez. What occurred today is we have an officer-involved shooting. Unfortunately, the Hispanic male suspect has been pronounced here at the scene, and I'll give you a little bit of information on him in a minute. But at about 9:55 p.m., the Houston Police Department received a call of a male Hispanic that was trying to commit possibly suicide in the 6500 block of East Freeway Frontage Road and the 800 block of Gazin Street. Possible suicide of a person in some kind of psychological distress. He was reportedly jumping in and out in front of vehicles, trying to get hit by vehicles. The first unit from the Northeast Division Patrol arrived at about 8:57 p.m. and started checking the area. In this meantime, the suspect was running around the neighborhood, jumping fences, reportedly in a couple of locations here was threatening some of the residents in the neighborhood with some type of metal weapon, which we haven't been able to see up close yet, but it's there on the scene. And about 9:15 p.m., a citizen in the area flagged down the officers and pointed out where the suspect was at. At the same time, when an officer advised that he had eyes on the suspect and he was armed possibly with a knife. 2 minutes later, that officer put out shots fired after the suspect refused to comply, and some of the statements that we have preliminarily, the suspect was stabbing himself, threatening the officers, refusing to comply with orders, and at one point started coming at an officer when he discharged his firearms. That officer, 2 minutes after they found him at 9:15 p.m., put out that officer needs assistance, shots fired, and requested for more assistance. At 21:20, 3 minutes later, the officers broadcast that the suspect is still armed and not compliant. I can tell you that Houston Police Department Northeast units arrived on scene in the ensuing minutes between the time of the initial call and the time of the first shots fired. They deployed 2 different tasers, one from a member of the Houston Police Department and one from a Precinct 6 constable who deployed his taser. Both taser strikes were ineffective. The suspect actually pulled out the tasers. They also fired, supervisors on scene also fired multiple less lethal beanbags trying to take control of the suspect, and that was ineffective. At about 9:30 p.m., the suspect again, he was in a ditch behind here, got up, started charging the officers again, and officers discharged additional rounds, striking the suspect, and within a matter of a minute, HFD that had already been summoned was on scene, attended to the suspect, and sadly he passed away and was pronounced here on the scene. The suspect is believed to be, we think we've identified him, but we're not going to release his name until the ME actually positively identifies him. He is 27 years of age. He's a male Hispanic. I have talked to the person that we believe to be his mom and his wife, Chief Finner and I. Mom says that he had just recently gotten out of jail and he's been having some emotional issues and might have been possibly suicidal. It's a sad situation. I know that the officers, from what I've seen, we know we have body-worn cameras from every one of the officers that we will be reviewing as part of our investigation. Special Investigations Unit is here of the Houston Police Department that will conduct the officer-involved criminal piece of this in terms of the use of force, along with the Harris County District Attorney's Office. It's here as well, the Civil Rights Division that is here on scene. The City of Houston's Forensic Science Division is here. They will be processing the scene, and obviously our Internal Affairs Division is here in terms of looking at the administrative process. We believe that we have 4 officers that throughout this event would have discharged their firearms in terms of the deadly use of force with the weapons, their pistols, all used service pistols, and 1 sergeant discharged his firearm. 2 sergeants also discharged the less lethal beanbags with the shotguns. 1 Houston police officer discharged his taser, which was ineffective, as well as those beanbags that were ineffective, and 1 Precinct 6 deputy discharged his taser. We're going to be here probably for a few hours. and then we'll continue our investigation throughout the night. So with that, I will open up the questions, and then I'll do Spanish at the end. Any questions from anybody?
So no Precinct 6 deputies discharged a firearm?
No, there was only one Precinct 6 deputy was here. He had less lethal cover along with one other HPD officer. They both discharged at separate times their tasers, striking the suspect, and unfortunately the tasers were ineffective. At one point the suspect actually pulled out the taser prongs from his body.
Chief, do you believe this is possibly suicide by cop?
You know, look, mental health experts really don't like using that term, suicide by cop. They don't like using it. I know that's a term that's used frequently across the country. But this is a person that was not complying, and I think the fact speaks for itself, and I'll let people draw their own conclusions. But in talking to his mom, she just finished telling us a few minutes ago that he had been distraught. He had just had an argument with his wife, left the house, and she knew that he had some suicidal, thoughts in his mind. And when you have officers that are discharging the less lethal beanbags, and then they're discharging tasers, trying to give the suspect commands, the individual commands, to please comply, and he gets up again and comes at them, and they shoot a second time. I think you have to draw your own conclusions. But it's no matter what it is, it's tragic. I know our officers are shaken up. One of the individuals, I won't say who it was, is exactly what I mean. This is just really hard to process when you have to take a life like that. It's tough for everybody, but it's most tough for a mother that gave birth to a son. I could tell her is that, whatever demons he was dealing with, as a person of faith, that he's in a perfect state in God's hands. So, anything else?
Would you say it's safe to assume that they attempted all non-lethal options available to them?
Well, the least lethal options that are available to them were attempted on more than one occasion, and sadly, it was not effective. Did not render the suspect safe, and so unfortunately he got up again. Even after he had been shot at, the investigation will determine whether he was struck the first time with the one officer or not. That'll be part of our investigation, but even after you're shot, still didn't comply, and every effort they made it didn't work. So it's, like I said, never fun to tell mom that we believe their son's been shot and killed, but it is what it is. We can't change it at this point. Bueno, desgraciadamente esta noche, como las 9:55 p.m., del Departamento de Policía de Houston recibió una llamada de una persona latina, hispano, hombre, de como 27 años de edad que tenemos aquí, que quería suicidarse, que los reportes eran que el sospechoso estaba en el medio de la carretera amenazando a los vehículos, a los que estaban en vehículos manejando en esta área. El sospechoso también brincó cerca y amenazó a miembros de la comunidad aquí en esta área, en la área de el East Freeway y la calle Gazin, que estamos aquí en la Gazin. Los oficiales llegaron en 2 minutos, empezaron a buscar al sospechoso y al cabo de como 13 minutos una persona le apuntó donde estaba el sospechoso. Los oficiales inmediatamente, el sospechoso está armado, que no sabemos si es una navaja que tenía, pero pensamos que es una navaja, todavía no hemos visto bien la escena, y amenazó a los oficiales. En un momento el sospechoso amenazó a un oficial, disparó varios tiros, no sabemos si le dio en ese momento. El oficial reportó que disparó tiros y pidió auxilio y asistencia de emergencia de otros oficiales. Ya eran más oficiales, y desgraciadamente, aunque trataron con los tasers, un oficial de la policía de Houston usó su taser sin efecto. Otro oficial de los constables de la División 6 también usó su taser sin efecto. 2 agentes usaron los rifles con las beanbags, que no son, no es fuerza mortal, y desgraciadamente tampoco no tuvo efecto tampoco. En un momento de buena primera, el sospechoso, después de que estaba en la tierra, se paró, fue contra los oficiales y dispararon de nuevo y desgraciadamente falleció aquí. El sospechoso es un hombre latino de 27 años. Yo he hablado con su mamá, la mamá me dijo que había salido de la cárcel hace poco y tenía pensamientos de suicidarse y desgraciadamente es lo que ocurrió aquí en esta noche. Así que estamos investigando, el Departamento de Policía con la Unidad de Investigaciones Especiales, la Unidad de Investigaciones Asuntos Internos, también está aquí el fiscal del condado de Kemag y su oficina, y la investigación continúa. Sabemos que teníamos varios oficiales con cámaras que estaban todas andando. 4 oficiales dispararon las armas de fuego, sus pistolas, y 2 oficiales dispararon los tasers. Un sargento también disparó. ¿Ok? ¿Alguna pregunta? Ok. Thank you all.